Have you ever wondered if some of your seemingly harmless actions could make your dog feel anxious and sad? You know, we humans, we think we're doing the right thing, showing love and affection, but sometimes it's not what our dogs need. A loving gesture like petting or changing the time for walks might seem harmless, but it can actually make your beloved dog feel unsafe and unloved. You see, dogs can't express this directly with words, but their behavior? That's their way of talking to us. It's a subtle response to what we're doing, to how we're making them feel. That's why in today's video we're diving deep into 16 things you might be doing that are unintentionally hurting your dog's feelings. More importantly, we'll show you how to change these actions and build that lasting emotional bond you both deserve. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of these helpful videos. Stick with us and let's learn how to create a truly deep and loving relationship with your four-legged friend. Unstable routines. Dogs, they thrive on routine. Just like us, they find comfort in knowing what to expect. Imagine if your life was constantly changing, your schedule always in flux. It would be unsettling, wouldn't it? Now think about your dog. When your habits disrupt their peace, when their world feels unpredictable, it can make them feel lost and anxious. Consistency is key. A stable routine is more than just feeding times, though that's a big part of it. It's about walks, playtimes, even those quiet moments of just being together. When your dog knows what to expect, they can relax, they can feel secure. They know you're their rock, they're constant in a world that can sometimes feel chaotic. So, take a look at your daily life. Are there any inconsistencies you can smooth out? Maybe your work schedule changes or you're prone to sleeping in on weekends. Find ways to minimize disruptions to your dog's routine. Trust me, a little predictability goes a long way in building a calm and happy dog. Fear, not discipline. We've all been there. You come home to find your dog has had an accident, maybe chewed on something they shouldn't have. It's frustrating, I get it. But here's the thing. Harsh corrections, yelling, rubbing your dog's nose in their mess, that doesn't teach them anything except to fear you. Discipline rooted in fear, it might seem effective in the moment, but it erodes trust, the very foundation of your relationship. Your dog starts associating you with negativity, with punishment, and that creates anxiety, insecurity. They spend their time trying to avoid your displeasure instead of learning and growing. Instead of anger, choose understanding. Look for the root of the problem. Was your dog not let out in time? Are they teething and seeking relief? Address the cause, not just the symptom. Use positive reinforcement, praise, treats, encouragement. That's how you build a bond of trust and mutual respect. Remember, a happy dog is a well-adjusted dog. Wrong touch. You might think you're showing affection by reaching out and petting your dog's head, but to them, it can feel like a threat. Imagine someone you barely know coming up and putting their hand on your head. It would feel invasive, wouldn't it? For dogs, especially those who are newly adopted or have experienced trauma, that feeling is amplified. Their head is a vulnerable spot, and that reaching motion can trigger their instinct to protect themselves. You might see them flinch, duck their head, or even try to move away. These are all signs that they're uncomfortable with that kind of touch. Instead of reaching for their head, try petting their chest, under their chin, or even scratching behind their ears. These areas are less sensitive and often more enjoyable for dogs. Pay attention to their body language. Are they leaning into your touch or pulling away? Let their cues guide you and you'll build a deeper understanding and connection based on mutual respect and trust. Tone over words. You know how sometimes people say it's not what you say but how you say it? Well, with dogs, it's all about the tone. They might not understand the words coming out of your mouth, but they understand the emotion behind them. Yelling at your dog, even if you're saying their name, only serves to spread fear and confusion. Think about it. Would you respond well to someone constantly shouting at you? Probably not. It would make you anxious, unsure of what you did wrong. Dogs feel the same way. They pick up on your frustration, your anger, and it makes them feel unsafe. Instead of raising your voice, focus on speaking in a calm, firm tone. Use clear commands and be consistent with your words. Dogs thrive on predictability, so when they know what to expect from your tone and your words, it helps them understand what you want from them. Remember, communication is a two-way street, even with our furry friends. Bored and lonely. We all lead busy lives, but neglecting playtime and interaction with your dog can have a significant impact on their emotional well-being. Dogs are social creatures, pack animals by nature. They crave interaction, mental stimulation, and physical activity. When they're left alone for long periods without any engagement, it's only natural for them to feel lonely and bored. Imagine being stuck in the house all day with nothing to do. You'd go stir-crazy, wouldn't you? Dogs need an outlet for their energy, a way to exercise their minds and bodies. A lack of stimulation can lead to destructive behaviors like chewing, digging, or excessive barking. Not because they're trying to be bad, but simply because they're trying to find something, anything, to alleviate their boredom. Make time for play sessions, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Take them for walks, engage in interactive games like fetch or tug of war, and provide them with puzzle toys that challenge their minds. A tired dog is a happy dog, and a happy dog is less likely to engage in destructive behaviors. Mocking fear. We've all seen the funny videos online, dogs scared of cucumbers, vacuums, even their own reflection. But while it might seem amusing to us, laughing at your dog's fear can cause real emotional harm. Imagine being terrified of something, and instead of being comforted, you're met with laughter. It would be humiliating, wouldn't it? It would make you feel small and insignificant. Dogs experience emotions just as intensely as we do. When they're scared, they need our support and understanding, not ridicule. Laughing at their fear only reinforces their anxiety and erodes their trust in you. Instead of making light of their fear, create a safe space for them during stressful times. If they're afraid of loud noises, provide a quiet den where they can retreat. If they're scared of strangers, give them space and allow them to approach at their own pace. Patience and understanding are key to helping your dog overcome their fears and build confidence. Food insecurity. Food is essential for survival, and for dogs, it's more than just sustenance. It's a resource, a symbol of security. Taking your dog's food bowl away while they're eating or constantly changing their feeding schedule can create feelings of insecurity and anxiety. Imagine if someone kept taking your plate away before you were finished eating. You'd start to feel anxious and protective over your food, wouldn't you? Dogs thrive on routine and predictability, and that extends to their feeding habits. When they know they can rely on a consistent source of food, it gives them a sense of security and stability. Instead of taking their food away, teach them to wait patiently for their meals. Use a command like wait or stay before you put their bowl down, and reward them with praise and affection when they comply. This establishes you as the provider of food and reinforces their trust in you. Silent rejection. Dogs thrive on affection, and pushing them away when they're trying to show you love can be confusing and hurtful. Imagine being excited to see a friend and greeting them with a hug, only to have them push you away. It would make you feel rejected, wouldn't it? Dogs experience the same emotional response when we reject their affectionate gestures. They might not understand why they're being pushed away, especially if they're just trying to show you they're happy to see you. This can lead to confusion, insecurity, and even anxiety. Instead of pushing them away, redirect their attention to a more positive action. If they're jumping up on you, ask them to sit and reward them with praise and affection when they comply. This teaches them appropriate ways to greet you and reinforces the bond between you. Unseen signals. Dogs are masters of nonverbal communication. They use a complex system of body language, facial expressions, and vocalizations to communicate their needs and emotions. Ignoring these signals can lead to frustration, confusion, and a breakdown in communication. Imagine trying to talk to someone who's constantly looking over your shoulder, not making eye contact, or simply not paying attention. It would be frustrating, wouldn't it? You'd feel unheard, unseen. Dogs experience the same frustration when we ignore their attempts to communicate with us. Take the time to learn your dog's unique communication style. Pay attention to their body language, their facial expressions, and their vocalizations. Are they trying to tell you they need to go outside? Are they hungry? Are they feeling anxious? Learning to read your dog's signals is essential to building a strong and healthy relationship. Rest matters. Just like us, dogs need adequate rest to thrive. They need time to recharge, to process the day's events, and to simply relax. Depriving them of sleep or creating an environment that doesn't allow for proper rest can lead to irritability, anxiety, and even aggression. Think about how you feel after a night of tossing and turning. You're probably grumpy, short-tempered, and not firing on all cylinders. Dogs experience the same thing when they're sleep-deprived. Create a quiet, comfortable space where your dog can retreat for naps or a good night's sleep. Make sure they have a comfortable bed, and try to maintain a consistent sleep-wake cycle. Just like children, dogs thrive on routine. and a regular sleep schedule can do wonders for their overall well-being. Affection with consent. We all love our dogs and want to shower them with affection, but it's important to remember that affection should always be given with consent. Forcing affection on a dog that's not in the mood can make them feel trapped, anxious, and even fearful. Imagine being hugged or kissed by someone when you're not feeling it. You'd probably tense up, pull away, or even verbally express your discomfort. Dogs may not be able to use words, but they have their own ways of signaling when they are not comfortable with physical touch. Pay attention to their body language. Are they leaning into your touch or trying to move away? Are their ears perked or flattened against their head? Are they wagging their tail or tucking it between their legs? Respect their boundaries and only offer affection when they're clearly receptive to it? The unspoken plea. Dogs are incredibly in tune with our emotions, and they often pick up on subtle cues that we may not even be aware of. When we're feeling stressed, anxious, or preoccupied, our dogs can sense it, and they may try to comfort us or seek reassurance. Ignoring these unspoken pleas for attention can make them feel unimportant and unloved. Imagine reaching out to a loved one for comfort during a difficult time, only to be met with indifference or distraction. It would make you feel alone, wouldn't it? Dogs experience the same emotional disconnect when we fail to acknowledge their attempts to connect with us. Take the time to acknowledge your dog's presence, even if it's just with a quick pat on the head or a few minutes of playtime. Make eye contact, speak to them in a soothing tone, and let them know that you see them and appreciate their presence. Busy days, lonely dogs? In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life. Work, errands, social commitments. It can feel like there's never enough time in the day. But for our dogs, who thrive on companionship and interaction, busy days can translate to long hours spent alone, leading to feelings of boredom, loneliness, and even anxiety. Imagine being left alone for hours on end with nothing to occupy your mind or body. You'd probably start to feel restless, agitated, and maybe even a little depressed. Dogs experience the same emotional range when they are consistently left to their own devices. Even if you can't be home with your dog all day, there are things you can do to make their time alone more enriching. Provide them with plenty of toys, puzzles, and interactive games to keep them mentally stimulated. Consider hiring a dog walker or pet sitter to break up their day and provide them with much-needed social interaction. Food fight. Mealtime is a sacred ritual for dogs. It's a time for them to satisfy their primal urge to hunt and consume, and it's an important part of their daily routine. Taking away a dog's food while they're eating, even if it's done playfully, can be incredibly disruptive and stressful. Imagine sitting down to enjoy a delicious meal, only to have someone snatch it away from you without warning. You'd probably be pretty upset, wouldn't you? Dogs experience the same sense of violation when their food is taken away from them. Respect your dog's space during mealtime. Avoid hovering over them while they eat, and never attempt to take their food away from them. If you need to remove their bowl for any reason, do so calmly and without making any sudden movements. Alone and anxious. Dogs are social creatures who crave companionship. Leaving them alone for extended periods, especially without any mental or physical stimulation, can trigger feelings of anxiety, stress, and even separation anxiety. Imagine being left alone in an unfamiliar environment for hours on end with no way to contact your loved ones or escape your surroundings. You'd probably start to feel anxious, wouldn't you? Dogs experience the same emotional response when they're left alone for too long. If you know you're going to be away from home for an extended period, make arrangements for your dog's care. Consider hiring a pet sitter, taking them to a doggy daycare, or asking a trusted friend or family member to check in on them. Silent signals. Dogs are masters of nonverbal communication. They use a complex system of body language, facial expressions, and vocalizations to express their needs, emotions, and intentions. Ignoring these subtle signals can lead to misunderstandings, frustration, and a breakdown in communication. Imagine trying to communicate with someone who's not paying attention to your body language or tone of voice. You'd probably feel ignored, wouldn't you? Dogs experience the same sense of disconnect when we fail to pick up on their subtle cues. Take the time to learn your dog's unique communication style. Pay attention to their posture, their tail wags, their ear position, and their facial expressions. Are they trying to tell you they're feeling anxious? Do they need to go outside? Are they hungry or thirsty? Together, we've explored 16 actions that, while seemingly harmless, can unintentionally hurt your dog's feelings and damage your bond. From changing daily routines to using incorrect punishment, each action can have a profound impact on their psychology. They might not be able to tell us with words, but their behavior speaks volumes. To build a loving and lasting relationship with your dog, it is important to understand and respect them, not just as pets, but as emotional beings. They thrive on consistency, clear communication, and a deep sense of security. Establishing stable routines, attending to their emotional needs, and communicating appropriately will help your dog feel safe, loved, and truly part of the pack. Have you tried changing any of these actions? Have you noticed a difference in your dog's behavior when you apply these tips? I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any helpful dog care tips in future videos. Now click the video on the screen now and uncover more surprising behaviors, each one hiding a message of love, loyalty, or even a silent cry for help.